So it's 17 minutes past 2, and that was Stranger by Kwame Eugene featuring Jackie. Nice tune. That is ushering us into our next segment. We have a very interesting guest today, a young person that is doing amazing. I'll let her introduce herself. It always works for me because then I don't have the awkward situation of trying to. Yeah, so I'll let her introduce herself, but I'll just mention her name. So, Pearl, you're welcome to Next Gen Connect on Z. But I'll let you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself. So, you're welcome.
Okay.
This platform, we talk to a lot of young people, so young people are listening to you. And so, talk to us. Tell us who you are and what you do.
All right. So Pearl Selassie Akondo,
Mm.
and I implement Oracle systems. Yes, and then I am a writer, and I do a bit of graphic design. And yeah, and I have a community called Noteworthy Days, where we mentor a lot of young people. So we hold retreats, we hold programs, seminars where we bring in resource people to come and speak to them, come and mentor them.
Yeah.
We also have every month we have a monthly webinar that we do, where we bring in people that are not really known but have made impacts in the society, and we let our community interact with them. And most of the time is like very interesting.
Yeah, so you're welcome, Pearl.
Thank
you
you.
for taking the burden off me and introducing yourself. And yes, I'll start with a very, I'll say, controversial question, but I like to start hard so that we get that out of the way. That creative work pay in Ghana, and why should young people bother themselves to even be in that space?
Yes, creative work pays in Ghana.
Are you sure?
It does. If you are strategic about it, if you do a lot of research, a lot of creatives in Ghana they feel like they just depend on their talent. And that's not enough. You need to read, you need to acquire skills. Like any other profession, you have to make yourself better at what you do.
Yeah.
And so when you are able to add a touch of all these things, you are able to go far. I would cite myself as an example. I'm a writer. Okay, I implement Oracle applications, but I do well with technical documentations. Why so? Because most of the technical documentations I've worked on at work, I add a touch of
your writing,
my design,
yes.
and in our midst, most of the documentations I do really stand out to our clients. And so you get my boss saying, okay, give it to Pearl to do it. Most of the time. And so most creatives, or most young creatives don't know that you can even apply whatever you study or whatever creative arts you have in whatever you do. Let's take an example. Maybe you want to a company needs an ad, and you're a 3D animation designer.
Yeah.
You can pitch yourself to do that ad for them. And now on TikTok, you have a lot of AI stories going
viral.
Yeah. Exactly. So you can pitch yourself. You can pitch those skills that, I can market this product for you, and then I'm going to use these 3D designs that I create to be able, and that is like small money that is also coming into your pocket. We also don't know how to negotiate because we feel it's art. And I would say, even when I published my book, pricing was a difficult thing for me. I had to learn it the hard way. I had to apply whatever skills I have had from implementing procurement and customer experience into that. So I had to restart my whole process, even after my book launch.
Yeah.
So all these things, we don't factor all these things. We just depend on the arts and just exhibit, hoping that it will sell. You need to talk. You need to express whatever you have done, and actually to be able to get the market and the audience that you're trying to
reach.
Yes.
I mean, I think spot on, but I backtrack also and ask the question that, so you say it pays, so people can actually leave a 9 to 5 and in this country solely depend on artist work and live a comfortable life? That's my first question. The second question is, do you think the audience themselves, which are the average Ghanaian population, appreciates art as a profession that sells, or a profession that is worthy of some monetary value? So I ask it two ways. Based on your answer, as a young creative or a young artist, should I quit my 9 to 5 and focus solely on art based on your answer, and I'm going to succeed? And juxtaposing that against the Ghanaian population, do you think we've gotten to a point where we really appreciate art, that we place that monetary value on it?
Okay. So I'll take this question in. Okay, let me start it this way.
Okay.
I wouldn't advise you to quit your 9 to 5 job, to just follow your creative career. You need to be strategic about it. For me, I find myself in a corporate space, and I'm writing my books. I'm doing noteworthy, my daily blogs and everything. I can't. I've gotten to a point where I can't solely depend on whatever I'm getting from my book.
Your books.
Because I'm still in my starting phase. I'm now getting the recognition for the book. So it would be very risky to quit my 9 to 5 job and just focus on my writing skills. Yes. So you have to be very strategic about it. Know yourself. Know where you are at this point. Because the economy too is very harsh.
The economy is economical. Yes.
The economy is very harsh, That would be, excuse my language, very dumb to do, because you would quit and come home and you don't even have like a stable source of income. It's going to be like a side hustle to you. If your side hustle is not even fetching half of what you are earning from your 9 to 5, I wouldn't advise you to do that. But
I hear you. And then the value part. Do you think the Ghanaian market is ripe for realistically art products? They appreciate it the way it's supposed to be appreciated based on your own trajectory?
I feel like yes, right now we are getting there bit by bit. I mean, with the help of TikTok, you see people. I think recently, University of Ghana, their dance professor, all over. So people are getting to appreciate that. Okay, when you dance, you are able to get some money. from that. People like Endurance and that squad, they've made us see that, okay, they've been able to get something from their talent. You get content creators like Amabel and all these people who have used their content creating skills to be able to fund their businesses, to be able to get the markets for their businesses as well. And I don't think these people just depend solely on their content creation. There are other things that they do. To be able to fund the lifestyle that they are living. And so I'm sure, I know that we are getting there bit by bit. The awareness is coming up, especially with my work on CF, Creative Entrepreneurs Forum. When we started, we felt like, we're the only creative forum that was really doing a lot. But there was one time I think we went on these rounds, and then we had this creative forum. Michael, it was like, hey.
Yes. There are a
See,
lot of
right now the
bubbling
creatives there, yes,
communities that are
exactly.
coming up.
Yes, and I think most of the policies
Mm.
are also including us bit by
Bit by
bit.
bit.
Yes, some international organizations too are also seeing that there's a lot of potential in the creative industry here.
Mm.
I will not say we are there yet, but we are getting there. And so I think we will get there,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I would urge creatives to prepare themselves. It's not that when we get there and we are making money off our work and then you are now thinking, oh, I should have done this. No, prepare yourself.
Yeah.
When the opportunities come, you just hop onto it and then you move with it.
Amazing. And I'm happy you mentioned CEF, which is the Creative Entrepreneurs Forum. And let's talk about that. And before you even, when you're introducing yourself, you mentioned that you have a community of people that you mentor. I want to ask the question of the role of community building in artist professionalism, right? And sometimes we overlook that role. We think, and as artists, I know I've managed some artists, and then we create in our ego, and so we think nobody else has the right to tell us what it is we are doing, you know. But there's a place for community, for shared growth. There's a place for guiding each other to shared professionalism. So tell us about what that role is and what you are doing at CEF to complement that.
Okay, I'll talk about community first.
Yes.
I started my blog way back when I was in uni. Okay.
Wait, which university do you? Let me
I-
gauge something.
I went to Gimpa.
It's not part of the ones that. Well, it's okay. Let's continue.
So I started that, and even way before podcasting became a thing, I used to record some of the things I write about, you know, give some context to it. And mostly, if you read my writing, it's mostly based off experience. You know, I just don't write. It's something I've experienced. And then. So I started that, and it was just my friends, my circle, that used to listen to them or read about what I write. It was even in a book mostly. So I give you the book when you read, when you're done.
You take your book back.
I take my book back. Then there was a Google blog. I think it's Google Blogger. I think it's not really there anymore. So I used to put my stuff on there. And I was like, no, this won't help me. So I actually bought a domain.
Yeah.
I'm an IT student. I did IT.
Yeah.
Built my website by myself. And I started posting my stuff on there.
Well, just so that people can know your blog. What is your blog? So
Noteworthy Days.
Noteworthy Days. So young people listening, you can go to Selasi's Pearl's blog, Noteworthy Days, and then you can read her stuff. Yeah.
Yes. So I started that, and it was not going far. It was just in my circle. I'm like, I need people to read. Like everybody that reads, like, oh, Pearl, like this had like deep stuff, you know. It needs to be out there. And I was like, okay, I don't want to keep this, and then maybe I'll later regret. So I spoke to a friend. I was like, you know, I want to do podcasting, like do it, but you know, the spaces are not cheap.
Yeah, of course. They are not.
The spaces are not cheap. So let me improvise with what I have. So I was like, oh, there's Google Meet. There's Teams, you know. I can do that. So God being so good, I mean, just as girlies, I'll be mentioning God most of the time. Yeah, God being so good. But that time I had built some audience on my LinkedIn. And then I started posting these webinars. I had one entrepreneur, Jojo, from, yes. Yeah. So Jojo was my first speaker on there. Jojo shared this with his friends on his WhatsApp, you know, and we had people joining in. And then I was like, okay, let me create a WhatsApp group. So I created a WhatsApp group, put on my status.
Pearl, I'm not in your WhatsApp group. Okay.
So I get a WhatsApp group. I just started adding people. We put it everywhere, put it on our website everywhere. And we put it on LinkedIn, like all social media platforms. And then people started joining in. And most of our content is self-development, mental health, growth. Yes. And then sometimes we do these check-in sessions because we don't just want the people to sit in the group and the group is inactive. So we ask, how are you doing? And the kind of conversations that come up, there was even one time there was a lady that had a coma. Nobody knew about it.
Wow.
And she came to talk about it. A lady had an accident. She was traumatized. Luckily for us, we have some therapists also in the group. So volunteered to do like therapy sessions for these people. And we're like, okay, then let's go ahead and do an in-person event. And it was so easy.
Yeah.
Because we didn't really have to do rigorous advertising for these in-person events. And most of our in-person events are intimate.
Yeah.
They're not
big like
crowds.
Auditorium.
Yes, and it's intentional because of the nature of what we talk about, we want people to feel comfortable when they are sharing.
Yeah.
So there we started creating. Now I have like 4 groups on WhatsApp.
Wow.
One for like daily devotionals. Last year we used to do Bible study every Saturday evening, and we have that one day, and we have one from our recent retreats, vision retreats that we did. We did a vision board event, and we did some breakout sessions where they could interact with some speakers, and we do check-in sessions after every 45 days. So we have like a 90-day period, and we are working with them through the journey.
Yeah.
It's not like we've created the groups and they're sitting down there. And I'm not someone who likes to draw attention to myself.
Yeah.
So sometimes we even I just give that to other people to do. Oh, can you handle this person for me? Can you do this? Can you do that? And even recently, I think I found myself trying to plan another one, and then there were some challenges here and there. That one I tried doing it by myself, and I couldn't. And my partner was like, allow yourself to be helped. You know.
Sometimes as creative, that's what I was saying about the ego, and then we thinking that our plan is
it's only in our heads,
and we want to execute. But rightfully so, there's a place for the community and the role the community plays in even making your product or your artwork or whatever art product better than even you envisioned.
Exactly.
I will ask about mentorship.
Okay.
Because at the bedrock of a community is some leadership, some mentorship. As you said, there are some speakers that will come and then guide young creatives to create. I know that you are a mentor on Nadeli's programming.
Yeah.
Akofa was here on the show a couple of weeks ago and we spoke about mentor meets. So I know you work on mentor meets.
Yeah.
What is the role of mentorship in guiding a creative's career to professionalism?
I would say it's very, very important. Very, very important. And you should also choose your mentors wisely. You should choose your mentors wisely because sometimes it's not everybody that believes in what you're trying to put out. I had a mentor when I started. He was good for my tech career, but he wasn't good for my creative career. And so sometimes when I started, there were some comments that were like, he's used to tech, things, you building your career in the tech space.
Yeah.
So sometimes when I start something, he was like, these things won't fly, in typical Ghanaian environment. So I went on my knees and I prayed to God, and I was like, God, I need somebody who can mentor me, pick me up, and shape like my creative direction. Not so long, I met Jojo.
Yeah.
And Ike now.
Yeah.
And those people have shaped my my creative journey. And I would say Jojo because my first Noteworthy Convos
program you did,
session I did, he was my first guest on there. And he's been encouraging me. And times where I feel like, oh, I want to give up. No, I don't want to do this anymore. He'll be like, give up and do what?
Yeah. I like that. Give up and do what again?
Give up and do what again? So I'll say mentorship is very, very important. And finding the right mentor. You might be talking to certain people who don't really appreciate what you are bringing up. It doesn't mean that whatever you are doing is bad. You need to reiterate, sit with yourself, ask yourself, okay, if I'm looking for a mentor, then okay, there's this event, I should go there. And I met Jojo at an event.
I see. That's interesting.
Yes. I met Jojo at an event. So it's you need to put yourself out there to be mentored. And another thing about mentorship too is also you need to know what you want before you go to the person.
Yeah. I agree with you 100% because I work in the entrepreneurship space, and sometimes you pair young entrepreneurs to mentors and they think everything the mentor says is right. I understand the person is a mentor but I don't think that is the role of mentorship. The role of mentorship is guidance and not to necessarily correct. So as a mentee, if you don't have your own trajectory, then you'll be, you understand where I'm coming from.
You lose focus.
You lose focus easily because everybody's paths are different. A mentor's role is to hold your hand, and that should be their place. But sometimes we kind of misunderstand the roles, and that's interesting. You talk about in an intersection between tech and arts, and I think that blend is interesting. I want us to delve deeper into that. So what role does tech overall, you can tell me how you utilize it anyhow. I know we were talking about Canva earlier, but my Canva madams are here. So how does tech, the interplay, I am a big advocate for tech because I think in the Ghanaian space, it's high time we shift from I sell chains online, I sell Eduani online, call me and I'll deliver to your house. It's high time young people think about building real products with either tech enabled or real tech. And I'm always excited when I see somebody that is working in this space. So what is the role? What is the interplay? How do young people in the creative arts effectively implement tech within what they do?
Okay. One of the big things, the biggest inventions that have happened over time is AI. And the last time we're having conversations around that and how scary it is. Yeah, but I think we should not allow that AI parts to scare us, or that scary part of it, because it's still going to get scary anyway.
It is scarier than it is.
Yes,
it's crazy.
Whether you are scared or not, it's still going to get scarier anyway. But what are you doing now with it? There are lots of tools now. Instead of going through the hard work and saying that, okay, you are outsourcing your idea to AI, why won't you let AI start it for you and then you perfect it? What a lot of young people are doing now is they throw everything.
They throw their thinking to AI.
Thank you. And if you at some point, when ChatGPT was in there, I used to use it to correct my grammatical mistakes and everything. But at some point, I realized that no, I'm losing whatever I'm writing, the ideas that I want to put out there to the tool, because it changes the whole tone for me. And that's not what I want. So I sometimes I use it for research, because as a writer, you know how to research. You should know what you're talking about. You can't just put anything out there. It should be backed by facts and all that. And so that is how I use it. And I take my time. I write it, I type, we use the paraphrases, to be able to correct, to make it sound like better for the listener. But if you are not careful, you lose your main, whatever you're trying to write or whatever you're trying to put out there, you lose it. So I would say the tools are there for even graphic designs. And the last time, my uncle is a graphic designer, he was like, oh, AI is coming, and so now we need to focus on food. And I was like, no. AI is coming, but you can use AI because you've been a graphic designer for years.
Yeah.
You know what you are looking for in a design. You are the one prompting the AI to develop it. And once it develops it, it will not be perfect. So you have to use your tools to perfect what it has done. And he was like, oh. And I was like, yes, there's a tool. 3D designers, you can use it. Something that will save you, take you 2 or 3 days. First, I used to sit 2 to 3 hours, 4 hours to even put a Canva design together. But now with the features of Canva, I look for an inspo. I use AI to generate a bit of it. Come back, put it in Canva, perfect the logo, perfect this, I'm good to go. Within 30 minutes, I'm done. So using the tools wisely.
Very important.
Yes, use the tools wisely. The tools are there. They are there. There's social media, there's AI, there's Canva. All these tools are there. There are even tools that are producing beats and all that, But all you need to do is to not outsource all your ideas to AI and make sure that you are using it as a tool to save time.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you for that. I think that's a very extensive submission. And I'm taking a bit of it, like with the graphic design example you gave. Like a lot of people think, because AI is coming, our work is obsolete. But you are the expert.
Exactly.
And you are the one prompting.
Exactly.
So you can make your work better. And I agree. I think in our forum last time when we had the Tech Fridays with CF, I think one thing that struck me was one thing that Carrington said that before, when you were designing, you go to Free Pick or you go to tomato.to and then go and design because you need an image.
Yeah.
You have to now go and screen through 1,000 images to find what you need. Now, with just a prompt, you can just describe, I need a sun in the background of, and then you have it, and then you can use that to do your design. So exactly. I think it has enabled a lot of things, and we should look at it like that as an enabler than something we are relegating our whole thinking to.
I've had people who have tried to do graphic designs just from their layman's thinking. They'll put it in AI. Oh, AI will do it for me. They'll put it in AI. You see what will come.
You see what will come. It will not be... I am happy that in your conversation you mentioned that there was a community of people that were having, I won't say mental health like challenges or situational challenges that you connected to therapists. And I know your kind of work, so I wanted to throw this question in here so that we have a conversation about it. It is like mental health and dealing with that as a creative. Like a lot of creatives, as I said, build with their egos, and a lot of the time they are in a bubble. As young people, how should we look at this? Like, how do we get out of our minds? You see, this therapy thing is not big in Ghana, so somebody may need support, but may not know how to communicate it. How have you dealt with these things? I know you've had conversation with people, you've mentored some people. How do young people, or how are young people supposed to deal with mental health, creative pressures that they come across to in the quest of building a creative career?
Okay. Earlier this year, I had something you call the builder's isolation moment.
Okay.
Where you are filled with so much ego that you feel like nobody understands what you're building. No one understands, and you tend to isolate yourself. You tend to feel like, okay, at this point, I don't need anyone. I just need myself. I need to be in my mind. I need to strategize and all that. It didn't help.
It didn't help.
it's a good phase to be in, but if it's not regulated, you might end up stuck in that. And that is what most creatives are in. It's depressing. So you get a lot of creatives that are very good with what they are doing because they are alone, they are building a lot of stuff, but their human relation
is bad. I know a lot of them. I tell you. I mean, I work with a lot of creatives. I don't know if I've given you that background, but I work with a lot of creatives. I was part of a music band. And so I know.
I remember that conversation.
Yes, I know it is and I really want to know your opinion also with the religious aspect, because that also helps, you know. And a lot of creatives that I've met, young creatives that I've met, are not very religious. So maybe that's also an angle we can look at this from.
Yes. So what held me out of that space is, you know, after I published the book, I'll be honest, I didn't get the kind of audience I wanted for the book because I was not prepared before I published the book. I felt like it was something that I was supposed to have done a long time ago. So I just, you know, into the year, I just rushed it and then I did that. And there were a lot of mistakes I did that I had to come and fix, you know. And I kept praying about it. I started praying about it, and the Holy Spirit was questioning a lot of things I was doing. He was telling me, ego is here, you know, you need to submit. And I'm like, but this is my thing. You know, how do I submit? He says, you need to allow yourself to be helped. You know, and so even before I was going to do my book launch, you know, I was putting together my funds and everything. I told my family about it, but, you know, I was just feeling like I can do it by myself, big girl.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
I could do it by myself, big girl. And my mom, so at some point, I got stuck and I even wanted to cancel. My mom was like, you want to cancel? She was just looking at me quietly. You want to cancel? Then, you know, she stepped in, took charge of a lot of things. I had friends coming in to help, you know, and I didn't talk about these things because I was letting ego come in. But when I started praying about it, you know, when I started talking to God about it, it came in. I had my mentors also come in to talk to me. I haven't really, I have friends who are therapists. So to some extent, I enjoy free therapy.
You are a privileged person.
Exactly.
Some of us, we don't.
I enjoy free therapy. And then the community also helped big time. So they just came in and then were able to put things together. And now I had to sit with myself again and pinpoint the mistakes that I did, you know, as a creative. I published a book not looking at the business aspects of it.
And I mean, not to cut you, but we are moving into the last segments of our interview. So I will kind of ask a question that cuts what you're about to say, and so that you answer all based on your book. Maybe tell us why creatives, beyond the art, beyond the beautiful art pieces, don't look at the business out of it. That mistake, so that young people listening to us can learn from that. And also maybe throw a little bit light on the book, what it is about, and what process you went through to develop the book. And then we can go towards the end of the conversation.
Yeah. So I didn't look at the business part of it. I didn't look at the fact that, okay, it had to be printed, because in my mind I was like, oh, it's going to be an ebook.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't look at because it has to be printed. It has to be produced.
Yeah, of course.
It has to be priced. You know, I've built systems for people that
now managing. Why are you not building some for yourself?
Now managing logistics, managing customer experience, all these things, and I didn't even apply that in my own products, you know, and I had to learn that the hard way. So this time I'm learning it, I'm going through it, I'm applying everything that I have implemented for people, you know, and I always edge creatives. That is one of CEF's big theme for the project is the business of creativity. So we are helping creatives be the best version of themselves, looking at the business aspects of their art pieces. And so even last year we did an accelerator program with Stanbic that was able to help about 20 creatives do that. We had sponsorship. We were able to sponsor 3 of them with some stipends to be able to start
that's amazing,
their business. And then that's what MetaAid Consult is also doing. We're also helping business owners. There are lots of business owners that are not even looking at the business part of it, of whatever they are building. They are just buying, restock. Okay, I bought it. It's gone. That is it. They are not, they don't know whether they are making profits or loss. They are just looking at their daily bread, So we are helping businesses do that. We come, because of my business analysis background, we are training a lot of university graduates. We are not looking at people that have already graduated. We are working with university graduates who want to enter the business and tech space, but don't know how. So we mentor them. We assign them to some business owners.
Yeah.
Right now we are doing that pro bono.
Yes, and I know that I know the hustle. I mean, together with Afri Venture Lab and then Tester Freak, we started the Tech Fridays, the community meetup events. And one part of it is to have like maybe an incubation program attached to it. So it's something I know we are working extensively with. So young people, watch out for that. You can attend our Tech Friday sessions and pitch. My last question, tell us about your book. We are ending the conversation now. Tell us about the book and what's next for Pearl.
Okay, so my book is letters written to my younger self.
Okay.
It has the letter that's like the lesson or the experience, and it has the echo I now understand. So it takes me back to reflect on why I went through that, whatever I went through at that season of my life, and what I now understand from that season. And for anyone that's going through that season, there's a reflection prompt that would also help you come out of that phase, and then there are some affirmations and some prayer points. So basically that's what the book is about.
So if I'm a young person listening to Next Gen Connect and I want to get your book now, so that we don't forget about the business side, how do they get access to your book?
Okay, so my book is on Seller.
Okay.
And is on Smart Vibes Club.
Okay.
Yes. So once you type Echoes Becoming, it will pop up for you to.
Okay. So Selassie Pearl Akondo, thank you so much for coming on Next Gen Connect. I really appreciate your time. And this is a show where young people listen to, just like the work we do with the CF and then with AfriVenture. We are trying to empower young people to start in the creative industry, as entrepreneurs, as anything that they can be. And on this show, we give them opportunities. So if you're a brand and you're listening to us, you can partner with us to reach more young people. Please support us. Come, sponsor us. Reach out to the Z team. Support us, make this big. Also, as I mentioned earlier on, the University of Ghana, in collaboration with MasterCard Foundation and McGill University, are launching the Incubum Venture Quest on Monday, 11th of May, 10 a.m. at the University of Ghana Business School, RS Amegashi Auditorium. Please, young people, attend. Let's launch this noble venture creation program. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Selassie, once again. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Oliver.
Thank you, my audience, for tuning in to Next Gen Connect. Up next is Highway